if somebody hit me with that, like it's my birthday and this person's buying me something on their birthday, I might just drop all the stuff right there. Like, listen, I'm lying to you.
Yeah,
I'm lying.
It's okay. I will catch the next person.
I'll get the next person. You just go about your day. Welcome back to another episode of the Kind Culture podcast with Alex and Dydine.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We hope you guys had a wonderful weekend and ready to take on a new week, a new you.
Yes, exactly.
So happy Monday, and we hope you're going to enjoy our podcast. Today we have a really interesting
is a good word.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking about how acts of kindness can occasionally be taken advantage of.
Okay, so since we started this podcast, for me, I have been noticing word kindness more than I had before, and I think about it. It's a word that I think about a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel like there is like another layer that's been a fog about kindness. It's more like out there for me now, and if we're talking about kindness, we have to walk the talk. And I just think about it every time in things I'm doing. I'm talking about kindness. I have to do more. We can always do more.
Yes, of course.
And so this weekend was Friday.
It was a few days ago.
Yeah, so it was this weekend.
Yeah.
It was Saturday actually.
Yeah.
We experienced something that I think a lot of you have heard about or you have experienced it.
Yeah.
I think maybe online or
yeah.
I've definitely been a victim before.
Of a scam.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so let's just break it down. So we go to Target, right? There's a big Target here in Los Angeles. And we go there for a cake pan. It was a cake pan.
Yes.
Right, because we were making an Irish whiskey cake.
Yeah.
It was delicious, by the way.
Yeah.
And so we walked to the cake aisle, kind of in the corner of the store, and seemingly kind of like out of nowhere, this smaller woman kind of like creeps into the frame, and then she kind of like popped up out of nowhere, kind of startled me.
She might have been watching us from the doors and then walked on the other aisle.
I think
trying to maybe learn.
She targeted us like as soon as she saw us coming to the store. Well, maybe not.
Especially you.
So we walked there, and this woman kind of pops up, and she has this very sad sort of like feeble kind of look on her face, and I'm like, okay, this woman, she's making direct eye contact with us as well. So I'm like, okay, she's definitely going to approach us.
Yeah.
And she asks, "Excuse me, do you all mind helping me pay for this?" And in her arms is a bunch of like baby necessities.
I mean,
she got baby formula. She got the baby vitamins, the baby Claritin.
She had every
whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. And I saw you because you were right in front of me. So I saw you talking to her, and I saw her sad face, and the stuff she was carrying. I think I saw the little baby, how do you call it? Teltina,
like a pacifier.
A pacifier.
Oh, sure.
So I kind of saw a pacifier from afar, and I was like, oh, that's a mom who's probably needs help.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
In my head, I'm thinking she probably needs help for you to pick something from afar. Like because you're tall.
Oh, no.
So you get asked a lot in shops like that. Can you help me grab that? Because, Yeah. And so that's what I thought she was asking you for to help with. But then I saw your face. You were like, "Oh my God!" And you look at me as like I say, "What's going on?" And you tell me what happened. I was like, "Oh yeah. Of course you can go." Yeah. And I didn't have my wallet with me, so I knew that you had it.
Yes.
And then I said, "Oh yeah, go take her to the counter and help her out. I will be waiting for you here." But I overheard as you guys were leaving.
Yep.
Her asking you, "What's your name?" And then you say, "My name is Alex." And then she responds, "Oh yeah, my husband is Alex too."
Yeah, the way she looked at me, because I said, "Oh, my name is Alex," and she said, "Oh, my husband's name is Alex." And I'm like, "Oh wow, fancy that." Her husband's name is Alex as well. We walked down to the checkout counter, and something popped in my head, like, why she has all this stuff in her hands? Why didn't she get a cart? Or like a little basket.
No, I didn't even think about it.
But I was like, all right, whatever. Maybe she was in a hurry. But the woman, she seemed like a little disheveled. And she said, she told me she had 3 kids.
Yeah.
One was like an infant. Another one was like 3. Another one was like 2.5 or something. So I was like, dang, this woman got her hands full.
And
literally
she is
with all
only
this stuff.
20.
She was 22. She said she was 22.
She might be 100.
No, she wasn't. She was young.
I'm kidding.
But I'm like, dang, this woman, look, she needs help. The woman needs help.
I mean, I was shaken too when you guys left. I was so sad. I started tearing up. I'm like,
did you really?
Yes, I was really sad. Like, it took me a moment. Like, I was like, how is this possible? This young, really young. And I was just thinking, I had a whole life story in my head. Yeah, how she's been going through so much. She can't even be able to buy baby formula. And I'm just really sad. And I can't wait to hear, how.
Listen, it's tough out here in these LA streets.
Yeah, and I was thinking about the inflation, and I was like, maybe she's on the street. I had so many things in my head. I was
convinced that this woman, she needed my help, and we were in a position to give some aid to her.
Yes.
And so I get up to the checkout counter.
Yeah.
And I asked her, like, so how much do you think all this stuff is, and how much money do you have?
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna pay for all of it. You're a complete stranger.
Yeah.
We tried to negotiate a little bit, right? And she said, well, I only have about $20 in my wallet. I'm like, okay, $20. And in my mind, she got all this stuff in her hands. I'm like, well, baby formula, all this stuff, that can't be that expensive.
Yes.
Put the one thing on the little thing that goes like, you know what I'm saying, a little belt.
Yeah.
Checks it, $80.
$90.
One item was $80. I'm like, nope. I said, what? And then the next item, $25. Another item, $25. I was like, oh, okay. So I told her I can only do probably about like 80 or so. Because I thought like, okay, it was only going to be in total like $70, $80, but one item out of like 6 or 7 was expensive, right? So I was like, I can only go up to about 80. And then the checkout counter, I saw her like in the corner of my eye as I was kind of doing the math in my head, kind of like just like looking at both of us. Yeah. And she was very kind. She was very quiet. She was just kind of like, what is going on here? Yeah. And in my mind, she thought that we were just like a struggling couple, right? And so I'm like, okay, let me just like ignore this cashier's judgment.
Yes.
And she said, oh, sorry, I rang something up wrong. And what was $80 was actually $50.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, I can only do the $50 then.
Oh, so you were negotiating.
Yeah. So I just bought the $50 item, and she said, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much, thank you so much." I put my reward card number in there, and they know I had the system in there, and everything was working out. And she said, thank you so much for your help. And she said, I'm going to go put the stuff back and see if I can go find something else that's a little bit cheaper. Because keep in mind, she did not pull out that $20 that she said she did. Because if that's all I could have offered, that $50, it would have been cool for her.
Yeah, that's what you thought. Yes.
Throwing that 20, you know what I'm saying? Save me a little bit of money. No, paid for the full 50.
One of the reasons why I sent you, because I know, you know me. I would have just gave everything I had, and then
you would have drained back. The entire account, entire checking,
come back looking
savings.
At you like, so do you need anything else? And so I kind of knew you were safe. I didn't even think anything. I just thought, you will handle it, professionally, or I don't know. I don't know, kindly.
Listen, I'm also I can be a little stingy with money.
Yes.
Listen, and I think that's actually...
It helped.
Sidebar real quick.
Yes.
I've gotten a lot of flack for being stingy with my money. But listen, when I was younger, sure, I could have spent my money a little bit more givingly. I could have donated a little bit more. But out here, listen, inflation ain't nothing to play with. No. LA, expensive. And so now I think that my stinginess has come to my aid. It kind of reminds me, you never saw the show, but Everybody Hates Chris.
No, I've never seen it.
It's a show about Chris Rock as a child.
Yeah, who's stingy?
Well, his father, his dad, played by Terry Crews, was notoriously stingy. Hated penny pincher, hated spending money. And so it was a running joke on social media where like anytime somebody will pull out their wallet and they'd be like, hey, I gotta buy this, whatever. Instead of pulling out a bill, they would print out a picture of Terry Crews' picture in their wallet. Yeah. So anytime they're gonna spend money, they pull out that picture of Terry Crews looking like me mugging a little bit, just be like, don't spend your money. So anyway, that was a sidebar. So spent that $50. Mm-hmm. I go back to the pots and pans section.
I'm like, I I was done. I was like, this woman has been going through so much. I thought every woman I've ever known who went through domestic violence, who've had problems. I grew up with a single mom. I was thinking about,
they could use some help, right?
Yeah, like, I was like, oh, thank God that we were here. At least we're going to get something for this woman. Because, you know, if I was in her position, I would need some help.
Exactly.
So that's all I was thinking about.
And I think we're generally just trusting people.
Yeah, and we do.
If somebody comes up to you and asks, like, with tears in their eyes, like we've run into our share of people in need in this city.
Yeah.
And sometimes we help them. Sometimes we,
Sometimes you have nothing on you.
Sometimes you don't. You legitimately, because that's like kind of like a throwaway line, like, I don't got anything on me. But sometimes we don't we don't have anything on you.
Yeah, it's we're still.
Yes. Yeah. And so I felt like we did a good deed. I felt like we could have helped this woman out. We get back up to that checkout counter.
Yes. Oh yeah. We're walking.
We're walking
there, and you see the woman that checked you out.
Yes.
And then we said, oh yeah, let's go to her. And then as we're walking there, I'm thinking, oh, so if you were there buying stuff for a kid, for a baby with a woman, she's probably gonna be like, this man has his wife who's a kid. He just purchased stuff, leaves, and goes to the other woman, but they're about to make a cake.
Yeah.
This man is that.
In my head, I was like, this woman's gonna judge me.
It's like
I thought she was
you have
like
2 wives.
I thought she would maybe in her mind she'd be like try to pull you off to the side, and be like, ma'am, I saw him with another woman.
And they have a baby.
Do you know about this? Like you're my mistress or something. I was like, this could get weird real quick. And I noticed her like looking at us again. And I said like, hi again.
I'm like smiling because I thought she was going to think I am the second wife. Yeah. And so I'm just smiling so that she kind of easy, doesn't feel awkward or anything. Yeah. And then she starts apologizing. And she's like, oh, I am so sorry. And I'm like, no, she probably needed it, And so that's when she started apologizing, that's when I realized, she understood what was happening.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't know how to tell you right away, but I did tell the management. And we're like, what?
It's like,
I was like,
I was confused. I was like,
like,
what are you talking about? What are you saying?
Is not acceptable?
Yeah.
To help people. This is Target. It's huge.
Yeah.
Like how, and then she says, oh, no. They do that. They do that here a lot. They kind of grab things and then they find people who can pay for them and then return them for cash.
I was like, are you serious?
I was like, yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And so she's like, yeah, she's probably going to return it. If
that's
not here,
when I said,
in a different store.
Oh, thank God my husband is stingy.
You said that in your head?
In my head. I was like, if it was me, oh my God.
You would have drained the whole thing.
Yes.
Man.
And then I would have been so sad. I mean, not sad because she probably, even for me, I think in the moment when she said it was like, okay, thank God my husband is stingy, so he didn't give everything.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I just said in my mind, I was like, and you say that to me as well. I was like, well, someone who goes to that length of lying, and that's a lot of fear.
Deception.
And going like the way she looked when she was asking, like, I'm like, well, you can be the best actress in this city. You can make a lot more money. I was
like, if
with
this
that
girl
talent.
was lying, goodness, like, yo, I'm an actor. Yeah, so listen, if she was putting on full character, she was going ham with it. Wowzers.
No, she's good.
Sign that girl tomorrow.
Yeah. They can find her because she probably gave you a wrong name.
You're right.
But anyway, I just felt like she needed that money.
Well, yeah, and well, listen, I don't know if she actually has a husband.
Probably
a lot
not.
of people use the money for
probably not crack.
Extra. I don't want to go straight to crack, but yeah, maybe some hard drugs or something. I hope $50 don't get. I don't know what the going rate.
I hope yeah. Yeah, well, I hope she listens to this podcast and know that she can start auditioning.
Well, I mean,
maybe she did. But
I was still doubtful. I was still, I guess, hopeful. In my head, I was like, Nah, maybe it was real. Maybe she wasn't trying to pull.
Maybe she's not one of those.
Maybe she wasn't. Yeah. Look, and she had like 2 or 3 teeth missing back here.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, I did. I looked close up.
Oh my god, I should be smiling. I should be laughing about teeth
missing.
Listen,
it just added to the illusion that she was in need. You know.
Yeah.
I don't mean to judge anybody missing any teeth. I know people personally who are currently missing teeth, but I just. Listen, it doesn't make you any less of a person.
That's one of my worst fears.
Saying, it definitely appeared that she needed help. Yeah. And so I was still doubtful that this woman would try to play me like that, particularly on my birthday. Doesn't she know?
Did she have any empathy?
Exactly. Does she not know?
She just found out it's your birthday.
Right, exactly.
Man.
If somebody hit me with that, like it's my birthday and this person's buying me something on their birthday, I might just drop all the stuff right there. Like, listen, I'm lying to you.
Yeah,
I'm lying.
It's okay. I will catch the next person.
I'll get the next person. You just go about your day. Oh my goodness. But no. It turns out I got that email because I put my reward number in. I got that email later saying, rate your return. I said,
you didn't. You know
what's you talking about?
What's the funniest thing was that you didn't even talk about it again until I didn't realize you were still trusting that.
I was in my house like, I don't really think about it. Let's just move forward. So I didn't even feel much shame really.
For someone who's very clever, you are supposed to just like, how did she get you?
Listen, we all have our blind spots in life.
I
like to look. It's just
I was all sad and crying and tearing in the back for her life.
Yeah,
and her babies.
Yeah, she got us. But it wasn't until that checkout person. she was like
concerned.
I'm sorry. So the way she said, "I'm sorry," she said, "I'm sorry, you guys."
Yeah,
sorry,
she was.
Sorry for what? But she was like, "Yeah, this is going to happen. You are going to lose your money." It's like, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about.
I know that woman told me the truth.
She actually also said that that woman had been in here for like 30-40 minutes, like just going around the store, and like that's why they told security that this woman
she had probably done it to other people before.
Yes, and so my question, however, if this cashier woman knew what was going on, why didn't she look out for me? She could have, like, I'm sure it would have been awkward in the moment, but she could have been like, she's trying to scam me.
You might have been maybe the second person that she did that to. And you may not have been the first one, but not like a fourth one.
Listen, I don't know, Target, whatever y'all do with y'all's training, y'all need to do some what do you call theft prevention or whatever y'all's terminology is. Y'all need to make sure you have your eyes peeled for the scammers. And then make sure that your people are brave enough to call them out in the moment to save people like us $50 or more, especially on their birthday.
Happy birthday, darling.
Thank you.
You did what you were supposed to do. You gave an act of kindness, and you out of your goodness of heart. Your goodness of heart, and I think that's what matters. The afterwards, that's that woman's problem. She is gonna figure it out. She's still young. She seemed, and
she could be 45, baby.
She could. Well, yeah, I don't know, but whatever. Even if she's 45, life, she can have a life. Something is gonna happen in her life where her life can turn around.
Yeah.
And so hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully. But it wouldn't stop you to be kinder to other people.
No. And honestly, I'd probably do it again.
Yeah.
I think I'm just a little bit more like like wary.
Are you telling me the truth?
Like we're like a screener or a screening on her.
Yes.
But yes, honestly, if for whatever reason that email went to my junk mail, I would probably still be thinking that woman received help.
I mean, you didn't talk about it again until the email. See that she got some cash.
That's okay. I mean, listen, $50 ain't chump change, but it's just $50. You know.
Yeah. So that was a weekend, everybody, and that's the story that we had for you guys. When you experience something like this, how do you respond to it? Has this ever happened to you? Because for me, so many times. I haven't learned my lesson.
So many times. It continues to happen.
It continues to happen. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys do.
Look, it's just what do they say? Weighing on the side of caution. Yeah. And if something, listen, and this might be a little jaded.
Yes.
If it seems too good to be true, it usually is too good to be true.
Yeah.
And it costs nothing to do some extra resources or extra research.
Yes.
Do your due diligence.
Yeah. Especially online.
Especially online, where you can't look into the eyeballs of some scam artist and then have to make the decision then and there. Yeah. So be careful out there, people.
These streets on the internet, they're not easy.
No, not always easy to navigate, especially if you have a trusting heart like us apparently. But yeah, folks. But despite this, there is a lesson here. Even if you have moments where your kindness is taken for granted, just make sure you understand that's just one isolated incident.
Yes.
It may happen over and over again, but not nearly as often as we talked about.
I never regret any.
No.
Yeah, unless it's a dangerous situation. But if whatever they're gonna use that money for, from your part, from your side, you did your part.
Yeah. And it's not for like karmic favor. It's more. It's just like, listen, this person needs help. How would I want to be
treated if I was in their place?
Exactly. So I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
But don't let the world harden your heart, folks.
No. If your kindness is tested, don't change your heart.
No.
Don't change just because you've been tested. All right?
Yeah.
Don't become more stingy, Alejandro.
I won't know.
Oh, that's what we have for you guys on this day, on Monday. Mm-hmm. We hope you go through this week watching your 6.
Watch your 6. Yeah. Or have people close to you who can watch your 6 for you. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, share with your friends, and comment and send us any fun stories for us to share. If you got any scamming stories where someone took advantage of your kindness, just drop it in that comment section below.
Yeah. And we have a Patreon. But just keep on loving, keep on being kind. It will come back to you.
Yeah. At some point in your life.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
Thank
you, beautiful people. Bye.